All right, everybody. Hey, welcome to this episode of Note Night in America. I hope everybody is doing well this Monday night or whenever you're listening to this replay or rewatch of the video. Glad to have each and every one join us here, whether you're catching us live or catching us on the replay. Tonight is definitely going to be a teaching version of Note Night in America. So if you're listening to the podcast, you may want to jump on over and watch this on the WeCloseNotes.tv YouTube channel. But I'm going to do my best to explain it through the content and exactly what I'm doing step by step with you. If you are watching this and if I do start explaining something that is not showing on the screen, please make sure to say something so I don't have you miss out on anything. But glad to have each and every one of you here. We are live and streaming this. I think it's episode like 152, 153. It's hard to believe Note Night in America. Been around for a long time. It's not all 13 years of content, but definitely since we started doing a podcast. So a couple hundred videos. And as always, you can check us out at WeCloseNotes.tv, which is our YouTube channel, or register for this webinar at NoteNightInAmerica.com. But anyway, I am monitoring the chat roll on both systems, so feel free to chime in with any questions or comments of what we discussed tonight. But anyway, guys, for a long time, I've been using this tool and this tactic that I'll be talking about tonight to help me find bigger deals, bigger and better deals, as I like to say, than just relying on the low-hanging fruit. And the problem, low-hanging fruit is great. If you're brand new as a note investor, you're getting started, there's nothing wrong with note platforms. It's a great place to go, get your feet wet, make some offers, get a couple of deals closed. I have to give one of my students, John Gore's on here tonight. He's got 3 or 4 deals accepted through a note trading platform. One he's definitely getting ready to close, I think, this Friday night. Congratulations, John, one in Detroit. And then 3 or 4 that are going to probably close on through a broker. But one of the things that I love doing is when I get listen or see individual notes listed on a platform, I'm a big believer that most note investors just don't own one note. Now, if you're an owner finance note holder, you might only own one note. But if you're dealing with performing and non-performing notes, or you've bought institutional notes, or you've got some portfolios of stuff, whether it's a first lien, second lien, or contract for deeds, or your name pops up more than once on a regular basis across the note platforms, you've usually got a list of notes or portfolio that you're working. That makes you a very valuable resource and contact for myself and other note investors out there. And I'm often willing to bet that, especially with note platforms, if you've got one on there, you don't want to take the time to list 100 assets. You'd rather list 1 or 2 of them, see how it works, and potentially move on from there. So my idea, and the thing that I've always worked, is identifying opportunities where others aren't seeing things, or they're not willing to do that little extra step to go the further step. If you take what I teach tonight and apply it in your business and some of the things that you're doing, not all the time, but start doing a little bit of time, you will see increased note deals, better pricing. You'll see some more opportunities coming across your way that no other people are seeing. And it's just because you take that step to go a little step further. All right. And I'll give some examples throughout of some of our students who are doing this and have found 93 notes, 53 notes, 105 notes, 386. We've done this and really found some great gold mines out there, both residential and commercial side of things. But anyway, let's dive into this tonight, because you are going to get a lot out of tonight, hopefully. So when I started as a note investor back in 2007, note trading platforms really didn't exist. Okay, you didn't have the watermarks, you didn't have the Paperstacks, you didn't have really 10x, noteexchange.com, and a few others out there. They just didn't exist. If you got a list, you got a spreadsheet or a PDF from a lending institution, and you were lucky that way, or you met a hedge fund somewhere and they sent you a spreadsheet and worked through. But the idea is you always want to find more sources, right? And the problem is that I'll get to, LinkedIn also wasn't that big. LinkedIn had only really been around since late 2005, 2006, so it didn't have a lot of the tools that we have today to implement things. Brett Palumbo's platform didn't exist as well. You could use the FDIC.gov list to check out banks. Bauer Financial wasn't really quite around then, so you didn't have a list that you pull that way. So you just had to know somebody or really do a lot of the old due diligence. There were far fewer note buyers and sellers than there is now. It's still a niche out there, still a small market out there. but they just didn't have the opportunities that you had now. Of course, when we were starting out, there was Noteworthy, which was a big event. You could find and network with other people. If you were good at emailing and following up with folks like I was, you would get deals, dialing for dollars, you'd get deals. Most people weren't willing to do that to make things happen. Okay. And that's why tonight is so very valuable, because it still works. Okay. But here's the thing. I was able to find note sellers using my skills as a marketer, using my skills in dialing for dollars, making 50 to 100 phone calls 3 times a week, of actually taking a list of emails and people that I met at conference and following up. Hey, what do you have in your books, or who'd you buy from? And using the stuff that I'm going to share with you guys tonight to actually find, oh, you have OneNote, who'd you buy that from, and who did they buy that from, and go from there. Okay. Now that's the great thing about note deals. They do leave a paper trail. That's what we're buying. I know that sounds crazy. You're buying notes and you're looking at paper. Yes, they leave a paper trail. And I don't mean that as an analogy. It's true, is that when notes are bought and sold, there's an assignment of mortgage that's recorded. When a contract for deed is filed, there's a transfer that you can track. Okay. And how did I really come across this? This goes back to, it would have been 2007. I lost out on a note deal. Okay. Actually, no, this is more 2009. I lost out on a note deal because the note was sold by the bank, sold by the lender. I was getting ready to close on this 4-unit thing, and the note got sold, and it changed the whole thing, delayed it all, and it just really screws stuff up, because then the borrower ended up doing something different than I was going to do it. And then I was like, okay, since the note got sold, the realtor pulled, it was just a big mess. I said, hey, I need to take what I've learned and apply this. Okay. So I started researching what happened with the deal, and I waited 30 days and started tracking the property on the county clerk and the recorder's office, because on the appraisal district, the name of the borrower didn't change, name of the property didn't change, name of the LLC didn't change. So I looked at the recorder and I could find, hey, here's the assignment of mortgage. Okay. And I found that the new assignment of mortgage showed a new bank. And by looking at the old lender, which was at that time was Greenpoint Mortgage, which was a division of Capital One, which was Capital One small commercial lender. I found them, and then I also found the new lender. And now I found 2 sources of notes for me going forward. Okay. 1 second, really fast, everybody. All right. Now, like I said, I found 2 sources, and I reached out to both parties to get on their list of note buyers. Now, one, it took me 70 phone calls or 3 weeks of getting transferred to finally find the right person, and to get finally transferred the right person that was showing on the assignment of mortgage one. The other one, it took me like 2 days to get a hold of the right party on that, and I was on their buyers list first off. Okay. Now, the great thing is, when I was researching, I started researching to other people that the Greenpoint Mortgage, Capital One selling to, and I found other buyers of their stuff across from the major counties across Texas and other parts of the country. So it became a valuable list of knowing who their buyers were, and who they were getting their stuff from, and just tracking the assignment of mortgages, who bought the note, who went from. And I'll show you exactly tonight on a deal that sold a little while ago, sold 90 days ago on a hotel in Abilene, Texas. How to track out who the lender was and going from there. But anyway, this is valuable stuff tonight. I hope you guys, like I said, I'm monitoring the chat rolls on both live here on Zoom and also on the replay on YouTube. So if you have a question, feel free to type in. So, like I said, I've been buying from them since, and this is one thing that I never say I run out of deals, because I know how to check this paper trail. I know how to pull a list of note sellers and note buyers and use it to my benefit. I'm not reliant upon one note source, or SN Servicing send me a list every month, or Granite Loan Solutions, who used to be one of the big sellers, or Titanium, which was out of New Lutenum, which was out of Salt Lake City back a few years ago. Okay. I can find multiple deals. I'm not reliant on one source. I can find stuff out there. And I'll give you an example. I taught this strategy to Larry Hoffman, one of my one-on-one coaching students. We found a note on a platform. We were able to Google and find the actual LLC and the entity on their website, reached out to them. It took about 6 weeks of him following up with, but he was able to finally get not only just one note, but 7 notes, and then turned on to 50 notes, another 90 notes as well for you. So, and here's the thing. I repeat the process I'm going to share with you guys tonight on every tape I get from brokers, note traders, and note platforms. Okay. So I'm constantly, if they're going to give me the name of the seller, that's great. That saves me some work, but it's not going to stop me from doing some research to find out what's going on. All right. So let me show you how to do this. There's 2 different things. You're going to be looking at notes. You're also going to be looking at contract for deeds. Now, contract for deeds have different searches than the notes do. A note is an assignment of mortgage. It's the paper is transferred, the deed isn't. In a contract for deed, the deed transfer. So it's pretty easy to find other contract for deed buyers and sellers out there. It's not too hard to do. Okay. And you just basically, to see who bought the deed on a contract for deed, who was the previous owner, you just look at the deed records, ownership, search for the property, boom, who's a deed transfer, you can find that all. I mean, you could literally go into some of the bigger counties in the Midwest and search for Harbor Portfolio for the last, 8 years, and you'll see everybody that Harbor Portfolio sold their contract for deed to, including yours truly and a lot of others. And those are also great folks to look for as well. Mortgage sales, you're going to look at the different counties or the county the property is located in, check for the assignment search, and just doing an entity search, the name search, either grantee, grantor, mortgagee, mortgagor, to check that out at the county clerk or the county recorder, whatever they're calling it, where the document's filed. Okay, now some counties across the country are going to charge for you to do search. Some of those are going to charge a subscription. Some aren't. It just varies on a bit by bit basis. But the county clerk, county recorder's office is pretty easy to search at. Now, in some cases, at the appraisal districts, when you search for like a deed ownership, they're not going to let you search by your name. You got to know the actual address. So that's may stop you in a few counties like California, Arizona, Minnesota, Nevada, Virginia, Maryland as well, but that's okay. But by searching by the note seller's name, we talked about I find other sellers that they bought from, I find other buyers that they sold to, and both parties are deal flow for me and for you if you do this, and then it's a rinse and repeat. Okay. So, so what do you say? That's not what I wanted to go through. There we go. So let's dive on in. Shall we dive into this tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Show you a little bit step by step of how we do this. Is that all right? Can I get a thumbs up or a hell yeah from those in the chat roll if you're enjoying this so far? Otherwise, you can log off and watch Monday Night Football if you want or whatever. But we're going to show you how to find all the deals that you need. This is the biggest thing that I get upset about is when I see people that have been around the note industry say, oh, there's not any note deals. Scott Carson, Eddie Speed, Donna Bauer, they're teaching too many note investors. And that tells me that they're not marketing with the email blast or using this strategy to reach out. So hell yeah. Thanks, John, for responding on there. Okay. So let me do this. So the first thing we're going to do is let me just pull this up. So let's say you just go to any platform. Okay. And like on earlier today on my Monday note coaching call with my folks in the membership, we went to paperstack.com. And this is probably one of the ones that you guys will know the most about. Paperstack's not bad. Okay. They have a lot of owner finance notes on here from some folks. They also have folks that originate loans. But it's pretty easy for you to go to for sale and pull a list, right? So if you do the available, you could even also do pending sales too if you want to. We'll just pending sales to do single assets or pools, and I do first liens, okay, performing or non-performing. That gives me 166 listings found, right? Make sure you can see my screen. Yep. So if you go to download that, let me pull up that spreadsheet. So I downloaded this, okay? So it's real easy here. You see this platform, they make it really easy. If you just go here, they literally show you the seller's names, all right? Who's selling their stuff. And some of this is pretty easy to find, others that you're gonna have to do a little search. But literally, you can see the sellers just ask. It means ask who the name is. Sky River Properties, they're a company that's doing loans. Fetty Financial, 1,000 Keys, does a lot of stuff. You can literally go on here and find folks like you see 70 Investments. That's Chris Savigny, one of our coaching students. Daryl Isaacs is selling this note, making an offer on this one. He's out of Sacramento formerly, but now in San Diego, a previous coaching student. I don't know. You search Preston Frisch, Freedom Valley, Apex Land Deal, Sabani Mange. All you've got to do, ladies and gentlemen, is literally take these names and go Google them or search in LinkedIn to find them. Okay? Not hard to do. That's pretty simple to do. Can we agree to that, right, ladies and gentlemen? Yes, we can. Okay. That's the easiest thing. And then what do? You pick up the phone, you give them a phone call, you find their email and reach into them. So basically, where you've got folks like this W. Goldberg, okay, let's look at what Goldberg has here. You got some contract for deeds. Okay. Let me filter this. Let me just do something here real fast. Let's just look at W. Goldberg on here. Okay. So W. Goldberg, let me filter it for his name. W. Goldberg, boom. Okay. W. Goldberg, let's just look over some of these assets. So he's got some stuff in Texas. If I go over the addresses here we go. He's got some stuff in Florida. Like, let's look for an address. He did a lot of land loans, but we see, okay, here we go, 28420 Pasadena Drive in Punta Cana, Florida, right? So let's just go ahead, copy that. We're gonna go over here. We're just doing a quick search. You're gonna see how simple this is sometimes, okay? So I'm just gonna Google, I'm just gonna drop that address in there. Now, this is a contract for deed. If I go to the deed records, it's pretty easy. So the great thing about this, if you go to Zillow, so you can see that Will Goldberg bought this lot for $3,700 back in February of 2022. He's held on to this note for almost 2 years. Okay, and it's this 8,700 square foot lot in Punta Cana. Whoopie-doo, not really cared about it. But the great thing is when they have the county is attached to this stuff, it can take you right there. So if we do this and just click on, go down here till we find, let's see here. See county website. We'll click on the county website, which if you go to Netra Online, you type in the assessor's website for Punta Gorda County, it's Charlotte County, Florida. Okay. And you see right here, look at this, WPRE Ventures 1 LLC is the owner here. Okay. So, and it's out of Chicago, Illinois. So we're going to copy that, and then we're just going to go over here. Same thing, boom, drop that into our favorite little Google, and now you have, there you go. Look at this. Oh, contact us, discount lots. And there you go. Phone number. There you go. Right there. Phone number, contact list. And you can start reaching out to everything. If we go back here, and we go over to the spreadsheet that I had pulled up here a second ago. Hang on, everybody. Trying to pull up the right spreadsheet. You can see that Goldberg has, they're all vacant land loans here. Some are good, some are performing at 18 to 20%. He's selling them at, because he's making a killing. Bought them at 3 and selling them at 30. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. He's got 2021 notes for sale on here. Okay. And he's flexible on his pricing. So you could probably buy these loans from him. And he's selling them at an 18 yield roughly. He's flexible. But like that Punta Cana one. Let's look over and find that exactly. 28.42. He bought this for what, $4,000. He's 34,000 was the unpaid balance on it, and he's flexible on it. He's looking for 30 on it. He's making a killing on it, which is good for him. Nothing wrong with him. He financed it to somebody. It's land. It's a performing note. You can make an 18 to 47, 18 to 20% ROI. This is what I say it's stupid money. You'll see one of my recent podcast episodes this week is going to be about dumb note money, based off the movie Dumb Money. Hopefully you guys have seen it. It's a great show, great movie based on a real story about some stuff, but it's very similar to things going on. So that's one thing to do, is you're looking at that. Okay. You see this contract for deed. Great stuff, right? Okay. So let's take it another level. Now let's say, and are there any questions about like the contract for deed? It's pretty easy because you're just looking at ownership search, and the contract for deed is sold the owner, and the deed's still in the seller's name there for you. All right. Now, somebody asked, well, Scott, how can you search like a commercial note? It's the same process, but a little bit different. Okay. So if we go over here to, let's just go to exchange.loans. My buddy Mike Sauceda, he's got this website, exchange.loans. You can look at the loans that are available on his website. So here's stuff that's red and green, some stuff he's bought and sold. And I saw this today, and I was like, oh, let me look at this. So there's this one here in Texas, 2 in Texas, and this one is the Plaza Hotel, right? Civic Plaza Hotel was a non-performing loan. They sold this a while. Okay. They've already sold it. But I want to find out who the bank was that was responsible for the sales side of this, right? So it's 505 Pine Street in Abilene, Texas, is the address of the hotel. Not worried about the address. The hotel, it would have been nice, but they've already sold it. I want to find who the lender and stuff like this. So if I go over here to Netra Online, yeah, Netra Online here, and I pick Taylor County because it's Taylor County, Texas. And the first thing I want to do is find out who the owner is. All right, I need to find who. So I go to Data Online. That's going to take me here to Taylor County. Oh, it's going to take me here to the appraisal districts. Okay, if I typed in 505 Pine Street, it popped up as you can see 505 Pine Street in Taylor County. As the Abilene Improvement Corporation is now the new owner of that. Okay, so I'm going to copy that name of the borrower. Who I'm sorry, that's not the borrower. That's the new owner of the property. Okay. And I'm going to go over here and click on the county clerk. We'll go back to the county clerk here. Or in this case, the Texas File Clerk Record by subscription only. That's totally fine. That's going to take me here. Official public record search and copy request. That's fine. So I'm going to hit here, official public records, and I'm going to just type in both names. It says both names. I could go grantor or grantee, but I'm going to make it simple. I'm going to hit paste for Abilene Improvement Corp. There we go. It popped up. I'm going to hit search now. And that takes me over here, okay? You can see there's this deed, back and forth deed. This was on 8/30/2019 and 8/13, okay? So you see, it's kind of funny because they recorded these wrong. So Satgura Hospitality LLC is who owned it beforehand, and then they sold it to Abilene Improvement Corporation, okay? And Abilene Improvement deeded to 1302 Abilene Properties. Okay, so now I want to look at, I want to find, okay, Satgura Hospitality LLC, because that's the deed on it, right? So we're going to go back and do another search. Click on that. Same thing, and just type in Satgura. I'm going to paste that in there. Oh, there it is. Satgura Hospitality, hit search. And now I see a deed search on here. A release of lien. Look at this. This is great. This is a good thing, a release of lien. So you can see that Finwise Bank was the grantor. Satgura Hospitality LLC bought the note from Finwise Bank and then deeded the property over to Abilene. Okay. So here's the thing. Well, how do you find Finwise Bank? Where's it located? Who the heck knows where they're at? You could Google it, Finwise Bank. But why don't we just look at why don't we just pull up a copy of the deed? So we click on the document here. Should bring us here to this screen, and you see, so this is a release of lien. There you go, Finwise Bank. Look at that. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't that awesome? If you can't see my screen and what you're listening to, what it is showing us is the deed of release for value received, the president or signed beneficiary under a deed of trust executed by Satgura Hospitality LLC to Cecilia Flowers as trustee. Certifies that the deed of trust has been fully paid, certifies otherwise discharged. The deed of trust was recorded in the records of county trailer. The undersigned releases and reconveys without covenant or warranty the deed of trust to, and it says, in witness thereof, Finwise Bank by the officer duly authorized, and it gives us name, Finwise Bank, Timothy Brossman, Vice President, Portfolio Manager. Okay. Timothy Brossman, Vice President, Portfolio Manager at what? Finwise Bank. So what are we going to do? Well, let's see if we can't find old Timothy, huh? Let's go over to LinkedIn. Let's just type in Timothy. Now, some of these people aren't going to have profiles. They're not going to be very, let's see, Timothy, let me go back here to the search what it provided. Timothy Brossman. Timothy Brossman. Okay, let's see what pops up here. Vice President, Global New York, Newport Beach. Let's see all people results. M&T Bank, New York City, Buchanan Street Partners, at Fin. Look at this right there. Tim Brosnan out of Albany, New York, Deputy Chief Credit Officer. Well, he's moved up from portfolio manager to there at FinWise Bank. If we scroll down here, we'll probably see, oh, look at that portfolio manager. He just got, December of last year, he just got promoted. So there you go. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to send him a connection request. I'm going to add a note. Hi, Tim. I see that you are the chief credit risk. FinWise. Do you have any non-performing notes on your portfolio for sale? Thanks. Now, LinkedIn is great, but not everybody looks at LinkedIn. He's got more than 500 connections, so he might be a little bit more active on here since he's even got a photo, right? So I'm going to send him that, but I'm also going to go and find out the number for FinWise Bank. Now, I could do that by going over here to Lane Guide. You log in here. And I'm going to type in FinWise. Let's see if they pop up. Maybe I didn't spell it right. FinWise Bank. Okay. Try it again. FinWise Bank. Not showing up. Okay, that's fine. So let's go over here and just type in FinWise Bank. People moving people. There we go. Sandy Village Shopping Center, FinWise Bank out of Sandy, Utah. Okay. So I could then reach out to them, call the corporate office, and then say, hey, I'm trying to reach this guy. Now he's out of Albany, New York, right? Maybe I might get lucky and his phone number is on here. Nope. Oh, the contact information. Nope, just his profile. But you know what? That's enough for me to get started. I can call FinWise, they're Sandy, Utah. Say I'm trying to reach Tim Brosnan, who's I guess their chief credit risk officer, and go from now. How do I know that's the right guy? Because if you go back here to our look, County of State of Utah, County of Salt Lake, and you can see Bruce Morgan was the notary. Okay. But this is thing, and that's the great thing. Timothy Brosnan is the guy we're looking for, right? And that's the beauty. Do you see how I'm not so worried about what Paperstack has or what Exchange.Loans has. If they got it, great. But I know that these entities usually have more than what they're looking for. Does that make sense, ladies and gentlemen? Let's go. Let's do another one, shall we? Let's do another note off of Paperstack. Let's go back here. So my new share. We'll go back to the spreadsheet we got pulled up here. All right, let's do a mortgage from this, a residential mortgage, shall we? So let's get rid of Mr. Goldberg. Every time I hear Goldberg, I think of the wrestler, right? And let's change this to, all right, let's do change the mortgage. Or deed of trust, fine. And let's look in a state that might be a little bit easier. So let's do, where's Daryl's got this one? Where's it located? That's Tucson, Arizona. It might, let's do it. Tucson, Arizona. Let me search here. What county? Arizona in. Tucson is in Pima County. So now we're going to go to Netra Online. We're going to go up here and change it from Texas to Arizona. Is this helpful, everybody? Are you guys enjoying this? Is this making sense? This is something you can go back and watch again and again. All right, so it's Pima County, right? All right, let's change it. My internet's run a little slow here. John Sherry, hell yes, I like that. Okay, there we go. So county, come on now. Pima County, there we go. And let's look at the assessors. We don't want the parcel. Let's try the address. This is a mortgage, so it's not going to be in Daryl's name. It'll be in somebody else's as a true mortgage, right? So the address for this one is 916 East Holiday. Go back to the camera recorder. We're going to the website. (916) East Holiday. There it is, Holiday Drive. And hit search. What? Holiday Street, not Drive. Makes a big difference, doesn't it? All right, now we should have it. I think it's Castle Peak LLC is Daryl's LLC that owns that. So you can see on this one right here. All right. So the owner, the borrower, it's his primary residence, and it's Emigilio Carmaggio Jr. and Elizabeth P., right? All right, so let's do this Carmargo. So let's go back into, we're going to change this instead of going from Pima County we're going to do the recorder now. So click over to, making sure you can see my screen. Back to Netra Online, back to Pima Recorder. All right, let's make sure. Search recorded documents. I accept. Yep. I'm not a robot. I accept. Okay, so we're at the very similar kind of website. So let's do document. Let's see here by our docket and page, document type search web. Let's do name search first. Okay, so let's type in that. There we go. And hit search, see what pops up. So there's a mortgage. Here's the mortgage that was back in 1983. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can't find an assignment or anything like that. So, okay, there's the release. Mortgage from 1983, 84. 84, another release. Oh, 1 of 1 for 19 total results. Wow, okay. Let's go over, oh, because there was a couple, wasn't it? Give me 1 second here. Carmaggio, Emigdio R. Let me go back here and see if we can't search a little bit better. I got too much open. I do. Let me close some of the stuff down. There we are. Okay. So no on the R. So let's see here. What do they say? I'm looking back at the one second. I'm looking back at trying to find. There we go. So it was Elizabeth P. and Carmago Emidio. Okay, so Elizabeth P. All right, so we're just looking here. Oh, Elizabeth P. There we go. Search. Oh, okay. So here we're looking at something here. So notice of sale, cancellation of notice of sale. They got in trouble, got behind, notice of sale, conveyance, release, deed of trust, reconveyance, quit claim deed, deed of trust, assignment of rents, joint tenants and trust. There we go. That's what we're looking for. That's the right there. HUD. Back to 83, deed of trust, bank one. I'm looking for something a little bit up. What's also good is if you go back, let's look when this was originated. If we go back to the spreadsheet, that'll help us. So 916 East Holiday Street, if we go back here, that might help us too. Payoff is 54, origination was 2003. That's an important thing when you're looking at documents, so you're not wasting your time looking at all this stuff. Let's go back here and look at 2003. We can't find anything as deed of trust, 1990, 89, 88, 87. So it's getting older. 2003 was when it was originated. There you go. So you see household realty. Let's click on this, make sure this is the right property. Yeah, they've gotten some trouble there. 2016, 2014, it's all with that same property. Okay, good. We're looking for the most recent notice on this one. Bank one, 2010, 2011, break advance, 2018. So let's click on this. What it says. Yep, see, that's it, joint tenants. Okay, so this is, yep, that's it. All right, so you can see by Dwayne Ransom, Household Realty Corporation, attorney in fact, this attorney, and it's kind of normal. Commits a deed of trust. So they faced foreclosure on this one. So let's go back here one more time and see. I wonder if Daryl hasn't recorded that. Maybe he hasn't. Well, let's see here. Bank one, Carmarshall, House HUD, Nations Bank, Trust fee. Yeah, I don't think he's recorded the his assignment of mortgage on this because it should show an assignment on this asset. So let's go. I have an ID. So let's go back. Let's do one other thing. Let's go back here to the search. Document search. Let's nope, we don't want that. Let's look at the document type search. That's gonna be way too much for the document type search for AOMs. This Arizona's a little honky. Let's do let's try this Castle Peak. There it is. And hit search. Somebody to trust. So here's another thing. If you know it's a seller, if you know it, maybe that's not it. Let's look at Castle Peak. And 2000 Trust Mortgage B. Let's look. Search. That's 2012. So this 2012. So Michael Bosco Jr. It's a different borrower. So let's look. No, it's a different address. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't think that let's do this. Let me look at one other thing. Let's just type in up here. Daryl Isaacs. It's him. REO broker, that's what he's done. GP here got Castle Resources. That's it. I was close, wasn't I? So for those who are listening, I just went to LinkedIn and typed in Daryl Isaacs because it showed him as the name. All right, Castle Resources LLC. So let me take it back here and do a search for Castle Resources. Well, he didn't have it in there. I guess he hasn't gotten a note filed. That's something to think about. Okay. So that's you. If they don't have the most recent assignment, well, you can see, we could always go back here and see who they sold it to and who he bought it from, basically. So if we go back here, 2018 rate conveyance, cancellation, notice of sale, cancellation, release, rate conveyance. I'm always looking for an assignment. All right. There you go. Well, let's take it to another county. Let's say, let's do this. Make this simple. Let's say, we go to a county. Like, if you want to see everybody that somebody bought from, let's go to Ohio. One of the biggest things was contract for deeds. Remember we talked about contract for deeds? Well, there was a company called Harbor Portfolio that sold a lot of notes, a lot of contract for deeds throughout the Midwest, Detroit, Michigan, Indiana. One of the tools I tell people to do with my coaching students is go in here and go to the recorder's office, any specific county, bigger counties in these bigger states, and then typed in and look for individual names or corporation names. And we just type in, you'll see here, you'll crack up at this Harbor Portfolio, and we're just going to do a search. And you see there's 4 results for 4 different names, right, in that one county. So let's just click on this one here, 2015. Park Street Group LLC bought this from Harbor. So there's one, Park Street Group LLC. Their address out of Cincinnati. Let's go to this one here. So the owner for Harbor Portfolio. But they transferred that to Park Street. That's different. That's the same asset. Here we go. Here's one. Fannie made a Harbor. That's fine. Harbor bought it from EH Pooled 412 LP. Okay. There we go. Let's go to, and let's do the fourth one here. Yep. Okay. So those are there. Let's do a different county. So we'll do from Hamilton. Let's go over to Cuyahoga County. Same thing. One more time. Harbor portfolio. Boom. Search. And there you go. Deed, quit claim deed, release. And you can see, there we go. Let's keep going through. Now you can start seeing who they sold it to. Archstar LLC, George Jacqueline. Start getting later in there. Yeah. And they bought all these from Fannie Mae. Rock Top Partners. Headlands Asset Group. Park Street Group. Remember we showed you that earlier. So they bought another one. WM Capital 68 LLC. Let's click on that one. Well, let's blow that up. A little small. There you go. WM Capital Group 68 here in Austin, Texas. So that's what I'm trying to show you guys is you can go out here and find tons and tons of note buyers and sellers. It's all about you taking that next step and actually reaching out and leveraging what you learned from me tonight to go find some more deals yourself. Because you can find multiple deals. Yes, some of those are old. I get it. Yes, they're back a few years, but those sellers their sellers are still around. They're still buying stuff and selling stuff. And I guarantee they're going to have stuff. And it's all about you reaching out and leveraging this free information that's available to you to pad your stats, pad your deals, pad your deal flow. You're not reliant upon one trader or one asset manager. Do it. You know, I think about all the note trades that SN Servicing sent out on the spreadsheet. All you got to do is go back and pull up those lists and start looking at them individually for the last year and find out who they sold, who they're buying, or who they're brokering from. Not that hard to do. Same thing. If you wanted to find out who Colonial Funding is buying from, if you got an old tape, or go to Notes Direct and check out who they're buying it from. You know, and who the individual is. It's not hard to do. You are not beholden to anybody. You're not beholden to me, not beholden to anybody. If you go out and do the research yourself. Does this make sense, everybody? Can I get some hell yeahs or thumbs up from the YouTube live stream? We got quite a few of you guys out there watching it. So it's obviously very valuable out there, and obviously folks here on Zoom as well for you. So any other questions, comments, concerns before we let you go for the night, everybody? Because we're coming up on the top of the hour here. And does that make sense? So hopefully this makes sense. You take, if you have a property, you can see who they bought it from. And if it's a deed, especially a contract for deed, you can see who they bought it from and reach out to those contract for deed sellers. If it's a mortgage, then you look for the assignment of mortgage and see who the current lien holder is and who they bought it from, who the assignment was, or who, if they didn't record it, which we saw with Daryl, I don't think he's recorded it because it would have been with Castle Investments, whatever. You can see, provided they record the assignment of deed and go from there. Okay. Any other questions, comments, concerns, guys? Hopefully this is valuable for you. Not meant to make you blow your mind. This would be something you might hire a VA to do a little bit or do some stuff. I mean, you could let's take it one step further. Let's do one step further and blow your mind. Okay. So let's say you're investing in particular. Let's just pull up Florida. Let's pull up God's waiting room. Okay. Florida, and let's just do Orange County, which is where Orlando is. All right, we're going to go over here to the recorder's office, Orange County Controller's office. Okay, Data Online, go to Data Online there. Awesome, Roman. Glad to hear everything is clear so far. Good stuff. All right, so while my internet decides to come on, got too many screens open. You can do a search by document type. Do an assignment search in accounting. There we go. I accept. Now we're probably going to have to do this like 1 month at a time. So what we do here is uncheck boxes here. Let's just pick the start date. Let's just do January of this year. 01-01-2022, or and then do 01-31-2022. We're going to uncheck it and just do an assignment search. Okay, assignment of mortgage. Okay, and hit search. See what pops up. Sorry, I was unable to complete your request. Let's try it one more time. Hit search. Too many. All right, let's take that down some. Let's take because there's a lot of mortgages being created and bought and sold in there. So you have to do it smaller. See, please contact administrator. Okay, maybe it's not letting me do that. Okay, let's do Texas now. Since this is giving me, since Florida is decided to take a vacation here, we'll just do my local county here. Texas. And let's type in Travis County. Actually, we'll just do Bear. That's San Antonio. That's close enough. Bear County Clerk. And grantor, grantee, doc type. Okay, we'll do assignment. But we're not going to do it from 1800s. Let's just do 0101 and do 2023. Search. It might be still too big a request on a search thing here. All right, but so you can see here. Okay, so MERS and assignment. You can see everybody that's bought and sold. So what I like to do is look for LLCs that are buying or selling. It's almost like Zeus Mortgage, Spirit of Texas Bank. Okay, so this is a great example. Zeus Mortgage is a hard money lender. And so what Zeus is doing here, so there's basically they're originating a loan and they're selling the collateral of the loan to get money back. So you can see that Zeus is selling their mortgages or collateralizing their loan to get money back in their hard money loans so they can go out and lend again. So Spirit of Texas Bank right there. They're doing a collateral assignment. Are they going to tell us how much there? Probably not. But that's okay, ladies and gentlemen. That's a beautiful thing. So, Zeus is collateralizing their hard money loans. They're probably going to sell as a discount, but you can see that bank would be a perfect bank to reach out. Okay. Keep going down here. See what else we see for this year, too. You see Bank of America selling stuff to Carrington Mortgage. Veterans Lamborn, Goldman Sachs. That's no surprise. You see there's a lot to look at there, but you're just looking for two, like here, Great Central. Here's one. The Texas Partners Bank and Bank of San Antonio. What is this? An easement. Okay, that's normal. An assignment. That's all right. We'll move back here to the searches. The Merchants Bank to Impact Mortgage. Let's see what this is. The assignment of mortgage. Assignment of security interest. Merchants Bank of Indiana selling to Impact Mortgage Opportunities. Okay, yeah. There you go. They're buying their notes. So it's a matter of like if you get a spreadsheet, let's who had the one? Let's do let's do another search. One last final search to Harris County. So like I've been buying stuff in Harris County, which is Houston, Texas, and we'll just do the clerk. Let's just look here. Let's see if we can't find, do an assignment search, real property. Yeah. Come on. Search records. Come on. All right, so here we go. So let's look at instrument type. We're looking for an assignment. And let's look for, let's try Condor. And just hit search. There you go. So here we go. So like Condor is a hedge fund that we buy stuff from. So Condor just in February, which is Condor is also Get Solutions. NRZ. So they sold this to, or they bought this note. Here we go. They bought this note from Aquin back in February. Let's look at this. Okay, yeah, I gotcha. If we can't look at the actual document. So you get a login, but you get what I'm saying. Oh, I forgot I have a login here. Gap assignment of Texas Home Equity Security Loan. The gap assignment. Okay, and my PDF is, my Adobe's not gonna work. But you get what I'm saying. If I go back here to the web search, I can see who they're buying from. So Condor is buying this from Aquin Loan Servicing. So Texas Home Equity. This is go back. So yeah, Bank of New York Mellon gets its solutions. Equity Trust Company gets it Condor. That was an assignment from one to another. Paramount Financial Group. So they're buying, you know, we've been buying from them for years, still continue to buy from. But that's the great thing, ladies and gentlemen. We go back and do one more search. Let's look for Titan Impact Group. It's one of my clients they bought. See what pops. We can see an assignment. I hope it helps if I spell it correctly. It didn't change, did it? It didn't change the search. Let's clear the searches. There we go. All right. So this is Titan Impact. And we're going to do an instrument search assignment. Search. Come on. It was just working a few minutes ago. We're going to search for ass. Sometimes you need to do it here, so this is good. So ASS assignment, ASSGN. Oh, let me just do this because I know it's, if I know somebody's bought something, I hit just hit search. There we go. Look at that. Okay. Yeah. So it was with a different one. All right. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to get at, ladies and gentlemen. If you can find the property or you get a list of notes, you can go direct to source, or take it. They've got one listing, reach out to them individually through LinkedIn, through search, through look at the county records, whatever it is, to find the direct source and go from there. That makes sense. Hopefully this was valuable to you in this episode of Note Night in America. And as always, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up if you really enjoyed this. As we come up on our 800th episode of the Note Closer Show, if I could ask a favor, if you guys are listening on your iPhone, you can go over and leave us a 5-star review on our Note Closer Show or Note Night in America. I would really appreciate that. Help us get to 200 5-star reviews there on our Note Closer Show. It would really mean a lot to me. So thank you so much, guys. Go out, take some action, everybody. And glad you enjoyed that. And we'll see you guys on the top. Bye.